What's good? We back. It's Boston Clinic and more. We're gonna preview and predict two of the games tonight. It's a game 7 between the Milwaukee Bucks going to to Boston to take on the Celtics, and tonight the Pelicans travel to the Bay Area. Ooh, it's your boy E40, yeah, and take on the Golden State Warriors. You know what it is. And for a lot of people who don't know, I do more than just boxing. I do entertainment, politics, food for thought videos, basketball, football. And I have a draft wrap up. Probably I'll do it tomorrow. I got another page I do for my city, on Motor City Lions Talk. If you interested in some Detroit sports talk, it's growing. I'm putting a little bit more time and effort into that. But don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links into the description. Thanks for y'all for subscribing. And talk about the game 7 first out there in Boston. You look at Milwaukee, and obviously they have, they have some deficiencies as far as, being a good half-court offense and shooting the ball a little bit. Bledsoe was a good scorer. He could be a hot shooter at times, but Chris Middleton is their best shooter, hands down. And I think the next evolution for Giannis Antetokounmpo, we call him ABC in the DFS world, Daily Fantasy Sports, is learning how to shoot, getting consistent, maybe start with a mid-range jumper and then, go out to the three-point range like Rip Hamilton and DeMar DeRozan did and Russell Westbrook. All of them developed that mid-range jumper, established that, then went out to the three-point line because, it's hampering that team, them not being able to shoot the ball. Brogdon's okay shooter, but they don't really have the shooters, and then on the inside, they very, very soft, on the inside with their big man. Don't like John Henson, never liked him in college. He played in North Carolina. Don't like the kid, didn't like him in college, but he comes and shows up when he wants to. And, Boston is tough. They're a better defensive team. They got better shooters. Terry Rozier is shown to be a knockdown shooter. Jaylen Brown is shown to be an improved shooter. Jason Tatum is everything and more that they said he was coming out of Duke. And, they just a better team, as far as, when it comes to a game 7, I trust them more. I know ABC, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I hate trying to pronounce his name, is the best player on the floor still. But I think Milwaukee may fuck around and have like 2 or 3 of the best players on the floor, depending on if Middleton and Eric Bledsoe can really get hot. But at the end of the day, they don't defend like Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Terry Rozier defend. And, Al Horford is a guy that season that can come up big as well. And the Morris twin, and they got a lot of depth. And when Boston gets healthy next year, it's going to be a problem. Honestly, it's really no big discrepancy between playoff talent, in my opinion. Playoff experience for real, with these guys, because Milwaukee hasn't had success. I don't think they got the first round since ABC been there. So, Eric Bledsoe ain't never been there. Middleton, I don't really think have been there before. So it's a fair game. Al Horford is probably one of the most experienced stars in this series, and I look for him to take over this game today. I think Boston gonna do it. Like I said, role players play better at the crib, and we've seen that's been a narrative for this series. But I think Giannis could put his cape on today and show that why he's one of the better, up and coming stars of this league, and show them that Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell, that they got company as well, dominating all the young people talk. But I'm gonna take Boston. They're the better defensive team. They got Al Horford. He's been experienced in the playoffs. They defend well, and I'm gonna trust the better half court offense and the better defense overall. But it wouldn't shock me if Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe showed up. But I'm not expecting them to. They just really lacking shooting, half court offense, and they lacking coaching. They're gonna have to make some moves to really jump up in the East, because they should be better than what they are in the East, in my opinion. They should be far better than what they're producing. But I like Boston, probably like 97 to 91 today. I think it's going to come down to a couple possession games, and I think, Boston going to score some points, a little bit later to make it a little bit more wider than what it is. Either or, I think the Sixers going to kill either or of this team. I think the Bucks might match up a little bit better with the Sixers, but the Sixers are a top 5 defensive team, and they scoring points now, so that's a tough matchup for either one. I favor the Sixers over both of these guys, no matter who wins this series, in my opinion. But I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown gonna show up, and Terry Rozier. I think Horford is gonna be the key for them getting over this hump in Game 7. They're gonna need him to have a very, very big game, and the Morris twin to have a very, very big game. Both have some playoff experience, I believe. I think the Morris twin was with Detroit when they gave the Cleveland Cavaliers a competitive. They got swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it was competitive. But tonight also Golden State taking on New Orleans. I think the C's and the Bucks start at 8:00. I want to say, 8:00. They start at 8:00, and then the Pelicans and the Warriors come on at 10:30. I believe it's on ESPN, but I don't know if Steph Curry gonna play or not. So you can ask me that till I'm blue in the face. Also on TNT tonight, excuse me, because today you got boxing on ESPN. But yeah, it don't matter if Steph Curry don't play. For me, a lot of people trying to make the Pelicans something not to be that good team, and Drew Holiday playing crazy. His wife's healthy, his mind is right, he's healthy. He going crazy. Rondo is experienced, but it's been something off about the Golden State Warriors. I will give you that. They ain't been really clicking like they should be. It seemed like they tried to flip the switch on San Antonio, and it flipped, but it ain't really flipped for real. And I think Curry, may be needed, but I don't think they need him to beat the Pelicans. Now, it may be a competitive 6-7 game series without Curry, but I don't believe so. I think, Durant is just too much. I think when the Pelicans was giving them a run for their money, I think Cousins was a big part of that, even though it seemed like they don't need him now. But, he was a big part of when they was giving Golden State a run for their money, even with Curry. But I just think, Durant is just going to be too much. I think Klay is going to start getting his rhythm from that hand injury. And I just think they're going to start clicking. I really do. I think Draymond's going to thrive a little bit better because he ain't got to get, mollywopped by Cousins and Davis in this series. He seemed not to come up big when he got to play big guys, big centers and power forwards like Cousins and Davis. I think with Cousins out, he was a matchup nightmare for Golden State as well. And I think this is serious. They're going to miss Cousins. But how do they killing it? But I just trust Golden State's experience, their composure, and their talent even without Curry. If Curry come in, I think I wouldn't even put him in a full game. I would kind of ease him in because I know we're going to beat the New Orleans Pelicans. If I'm Steve Kerr, I know we're going to beat them. I know Anthony Davis is going crazy right now, and I know he's going to get his. I'm just going to shut down everybody else. I think it's going to be a good competitive game tonight, but eventually I think Golden State going to take off. But what I would do is I would ease Curry in. I'd probably pay him 20 minutes or less to this game, no matter how the game turns out, and ease him back in. I just think Golden State is too much. And I think a potential Houston matchup, it's gonna be closer than what I expected. I will admit that. I think it's gonna be real close. But I expect Golden State to win tonight. 110 to 100. I say about 107. I think it's gonna come down to a one possession game. I think Davis gonna have a monster game. I think KD gonna kind of match his game, and I think Klay Thompson and Drew Holiday matchup is gonna be the difference, in my opinion. But like I said, going into a Houston series for potentially for Golden State, I think that's gonna be closer than expected. So that's why I would ease Steph Curry back on in 20 minutes the first game, see how his body kind of responds to that. Then potentially maybe 25, and then, with the 2-day rest, then I might come with a 30 game. And then after that, after 3 games, I'm going to let them go ahead and ride. You feel me? Because they're going to need Steph Curry to win the championship, or at least to get out the West, in my opinion. Because, Houston is looking good, but at the end of the day, they having a lot of lapses. I scored 50 points versus, who did they play in the first round? They score out. It's blowing me a blank. Versus Minnesota, excuse me. But it's just something to look. It's just James Harden and Chris Paul playoff woes. It's going to be the demons they have to overcome to even to get to the championship. I'm looking forward to that series. I'm not saying that the Pelicans can't win this series because they have talent and an injury can just swing it either which way. But tonight, I'm going to go with Golden State 115 to 107. And I'm going to go with Boston 97
to Milwaukee's 91. I think it's going to be close coming down the stretch. I think Celtics going to hit some big shots. And I think Al Horford is going to be the difference in the Boston Celtics series with Milwaukee. And I think tonight with Golden State, I think Klay Thompson and Jrue Holiday matchup is going to be the difference in why Golden State win. Thanks for rocking out with us. We gone.